Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another level 10 links video, this time around the EZA LR Super Saiyan God Goku. We did take him in his final red zone run, which is a little bit late, not gonna lie, against Broly earlier. Did mention I'm not gonna take him in against Cooler Core, it's just a suicide mission. While his EZA is very good, very solid, 500-600k defense once he's good and running, with a 50% chance to dodge with type disadvantage of how much Cooler Core does. It's just a suicide mission, so he's a very good EZA, he's just not on those upper echelon levels. As you can see, 2 dupes, full max links, and also skill orbs are equipped. 2 dupes is going to be more than good enough, you know, aside from of course Rainbow, but that's as good as you're going to get. If you're wondering why we got this guy here, which I can't wait for him to get an EZA, I can't wait for a new Dragon Fist Goku. Those animations will go hard, especially with voice lines. It's so we can trigger links such as Over in a Flash and Shattering the Limit. We do have a full Pure and Hybrid Saiyans team packed out with Power Beyond the Super Saiyan and movie heroes with the Super Saiyan God units. And of course, this is the rotation I typically run God Goku on if you are going to run him on main rotation, but I do think a floater spot is probably better for him if you are going to take him into red zone, just to kind of cover that inconsistent 50% dodge and how inconsistent it can be. But it's the rotation I've been running with Birdku. It's not a bad setup. You do miss big links, especially at level 10, such as Godly Power and Warrior Gods, for you to be dealing that extra damage that he can do, especially with that 50% chance to crit as well, on top of the 2 dupes we do have. But one of the main setups you can do, which I done through the entire of the Red Zone videos, was have him on rotation with Birdku, and then have the like secondary friend lead of the Year 7 LR Gods floating and, you know, triggering at every other turn. It's not the best, and it's not ideal to maximize his damage, but it still works really, really well, I won't lie. But turn 1, we do have a 407k attack stat with Over and a Flash and Shattering the Limit active, and we do have a 223k defense stat before we started raising his attack and defense by 50% for 5 turns. That's also before we even get the additional attack plus 50% for performing an Ultra Super attack, which of course, with God Goku, even without Over and Flash and Shattering the Limit active, is very, very easy to do. Like, it's very easy to do. That is one thing I really do like about him, is because of the extra keen attack and defense he gets per pure or hybrid Saiyan category ally on the team, it's literally guaranteed 18 key supers every single turn, which is what you want. Turn 1 though, 8.67 million attack stat, which is pretty good. We do want to get him on rotation with the Year 7 LR Gods, just to trigger Warrior Gods and Godly Power consistently. Of course, this is a level 10 links video, and there's that built-in crit coming in as well, hence why he can do some very good damage, like very, very good damage in red zone. I said, while he's not on that upper echelon level of, you know, the top units in the game, top EZAs in the game, he can still do some very good damage. He can bang. Like, this guy can bang. It's just defensively, he's not on par with the top tier units that we're looking for. He's like a B-Tech version of transforming Gogeta Blue, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but in some cases, when you need him to dodge, that 20% chance to dodge really, really does hurt you, or that 20% chance you are missing really, really does hurt you. But he can bang though. That is a guarantee. He can bang. And considering that is his first super out of the 5 turns, it's a good start. It's a very good start. Now, one thing I also do really like about God Goku as well is the fact that you don't even need to have a full Pure and Hybrid Saiyans like team, or, you know, full Pure and Hybrid Saiyan category allies on another category team you're running. It's very easy to do. Like, you can literally run this guy now, he's got his EZA, you've got the Year 7 LRs, both of them, you've got EZA God Goku, you've got Birdku, you've got the Year 5 EZAs, which will be coming during the 8th anniversary. Those are only a handful of units to name. Actually, no, the Year 5s won't count. But there are multiple units, and those are just a few off the top of my head, that you can run on this category with him that tick off those Pure and Hybrid Saiyan category allies to get, like, checkbox to give him the extra key in attack and defense. I've even done it with, you know, missing 1 where we run Gamma 1. Doesn't make that much of a difference. I've even done it with 2 where we run, you know, both Gammas as a rotation. It doesn't make that much of a difference. The extra key plus 2 in attack defense plus 22%, yes, it would be nice for him to have it, but it's not needed. It's not a detriment to him. But in terms of what he's on now for 1 super, 562k pre-super, 319k defense though, which is really, really nice. Especially because we've still got this super attack to launch, raises defense by 50% or attack and defense by 50%. And we've still got another 3 turns after that. And there's God Goku doing his things where he doesn't dodge. Of course, he dodges the basic attack. We did just get our attack lowered. Actually, no, we did lose a couple links as well, but 7.9 million is still solid. But of course, he doesn't dodge a super big 7.9 mil crit, and he's dodging now, which is nice. It would have been nice if he dodged in the red zone videos, however. But as I said, he can bang. He does very good damage. His defense is solid. I just really wish on his EZA, that 10 turns he had, I really wish all the extra stuff he gets, the key +3, the defense +50%, and the 50% chance of dodging and performing a critical hit for 10 turns, I wish that was bumped up to 70% chance to dodge. Leave the crit chance the same or make it guaranteed like Gogeta. You know, I don't really mind. You know, but in terms of the dodge chance, mainly bump that up to a 70% chance to dodge, and then after turn 10, drop it down to a 50. If you really wanted to, I wouldn't even mind this personally, because I don't think it'll make much of a difference, because it just doesn't. You're never in an event long enough, harder content or not, you're never in an event long enough where you're going to go past turn 10, like turn 11 onward, where you're going to have to keep slugging it out with him missing that 50% chance to dodge and working with 30. I do wish, though, the key +3 and defense +50% and the crit were, like, kind of there guaranteed. But I kind of get it, you know, because the way Battle of Gods works, you know, he's in God, he goes Super Saiyan, goes back into God. It makes sense why it's like that, but I mainly wish the dodge chance was a 70% chance to dodge for 10 turns, and then it dropped down to a 50, even a 30 after turn 10. I do feel like that would have made him so much better without imbalancing him, without making him overpowered. I mean, look at Gogeta. He's got guaranteed crit all the time, and he's got a 70% chance to dodge and doesn't lose it once he's in blue. I don't know. I feel like that's something they really should have done. But now we've got the rotation we're looking for, which is him with the gods. We've got legendary power active right now with Kamehameha, which we've already had. But more importantly, we've got godly power and warrior gods. What are those giving God Goku right now at level 10 extra? So godly power is actually the same, attack +15%, so the crit chance goes up to 5%. I mean, considering 5% isn't a lot, but considering he's got a crit chance built in for 10 turns and 2 dupes with crits. Actually, I don't think he does because of the build I gave him. Yeah, no, he doesn't need them. And then Warrior Gods stays at attack +10%, but we get an extra 5% performing a super attack. It's not a lot added on because they're already very good attack links as it is. But off of 2 supers, we're already up to a 910k attack stat. This is now with those God links active. 340k defense, but to be fair, we did have our defense lowered on the previous turn. Just to be safe, because I know my gods haven't been building up that much, I will pop an Icarus. But so far, I mean, at level 10 links, as I said, he does very good damage, like very good damage. Like he really can bang. 9.5 million now that we've got godly power and warrior gods active. This is what I mean. The damage output's great. He's got solid defense, big 6.3 million crit. There's also the potential of him hitting an additional because we do have dupes, which is also very handy to get the second 50% attack and defense raise. And then once you've got those links active, and you know, you're a couple supers deep within the 5 turns, you know what, we're 3 supers deep now. You know, doing 10+ million attack stats with an additional where he raises attack again on a 12 key means he can do some very, very good damage in a 1 turn with just 1 super attack, but definitely obviously 2, especially because he can crit on that second one as well. The second 50% defense raise is nice, especially once you're in those 5 turns and then you're hitting additionals. Like, it is nice, but it won't make that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things against the harder bosses in Dokkan. Just because, you know, units like Broly, etc., Cooler Core, they already do so much damage as it is. Having like 600 to 700k defense in the grand scheme of things, as I said, isn't going to make that much of a difference just because they're doing like over a milli standard. So, you know, it does guarantee him to be able to tank double digits on probably any basic in the game, which is really nice. And as I said, the additional is nice to get the second 50% defense raise. But as I said, in the grand scheme of things on supers, it's not really making that much of a difference. You know, especially against Broly, which we've already seen, you know, in the video from earlier, like he can't dodge there. So the defense he already has is enough for him to tank double digits against Broly, which is good without an item. Like, you want that in that final phase, especially because he can't dodge. But the problem is, it's the supers. But to be fair, that's like many other units in the game. You know, once you get to that phase, they should be, a lot of units in the game, even the top units in the game, are more than capable of handling Broly's basics. It's just no one has like 1.2 to 1.4 million defense, you know, like that. Some of them have to build it up, have to stack it, things like that. So I don't really mind that you need a Whis for him to tank a super, because that still means he tanks really well in the game. It's just Cooler Core is that type advantage, or type disadvantage with 1.4 million super. It's just going to kill him. And then even like, it's mad to say, and I keep saying this in general, it's mad that 600k defense and a 50% chance to dodge just isn't enough nowadays. Like, it's good, but it's just not enough for like the top units. We went up to a 910k attack stat. We're on the 426k defense stat before we supered. I think are we 3 supers deep or 4? I feel like we're 4 supers deep, but also I do feel like we're 3 supers deep as well. We're either 3 or 4 supers deep. I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but so far I've been impressed. 10.3 mil. 10.3 mil. I do really want to get Shatting the Limit and Over in a Flash active before we lose the key +3, defense +50% after turn 10. Which does mean I need to get Super Saiyan 3 Goku on the rotation, but I'm not overly concerned that we don't get it, just because right now, while triggering all the Puring Hybrid Saiyans categorized on this type of category, like which is best suited for God Goku, is easy to do, not a lot of them share all of those links. Like, one of them may have one of them, not both. But I mean, as such, the damage output's good, solid defense. That's only like kind of confirmed more so with the level 10 links. As I said, it does help him deal more damage, especially with the bullet and crit, which is very nice at kind of getting in and out of red zone stages, which defense is very important, but you need to do damage to get in and out, because you don't want to be in a red zone stage too long, especially with this guy. But as I said, that's never really going to happen with him, because if once you do get to like turn 10 or 11, which I actually did get to turn 10 or 11 when I'd done the red zone run against Broly. But as I said, by the time you get to there, that's his final turn before he loses the extra. I mean, in that case, the dodge chance doesn't matter. But that's when he loses the key +3 and defense +50%. But by then, the extra turn you're spending in against Broly, like in turn 11, doesn't matter, because he's actually not on that turn. Of course, that was EZA Tech God Goku and the Year 7 Blues, or the Year 7 Gods. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, just because, you know, by that point, you're kind of done. By the time he loses all that, and if you could dodge, by the time you lose all of that, including the dodge chance, you're going to be done. So it doesn't actually become a detriment to him, which is why I don't think that really matters. Like, 10 turns is enough. Right now, we've got every single link active. This is his... Actually, no, it's turn 9, but of course, he's not on the next rotation. He's on a 974k attack stat, 447k defense. I do think we're 5 supers deep, just because his defense has barely moved. We are also getting him a full 24 key super as well. So level 10 links, 2 dupes, 200% lead. The most he is going to do right now, 11.8 million attack stat. As I said at the beginning of the video, he's a very good EZA, very solid. He's just not quite on that upper echelon level. He can do mad amounts of damage, especially if you hit an additional as well, if you do have dupes. But that built-in crit's very nice. As I said, overall, my conclusion of him, he's just not on that top tier level, and he's kind of like a B-Tech Gogeta Blue. But still a very good EZA. So here's the hoping that in a couple weeks time, or like just over a week at this point, here's the hoping that the new, if it is going to be a Super Saiyan God Goku for Saiyan Day, hopefully the new one is going to be ridiculously good, along with some pretty amazing animations. But let me think down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you have enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a good day, and peace.